Get it together. Get it together.
I be getting to the money. Everybody mad. Think I'm getting too much money. Everybody mad. Same old nigga from the block. Same old nigga with the block.
YouTube, what's up? Back at it with my second video, which I thought my second video was going to be a curly hair routine, but it's actually going to be a story time / a tea time. Great. So before we get into the story time, I'm just going to let you guys know that I was sick recently, like 2 days ago. I was sick. So if you hear like congestion in my nose and shit, that's from me being sick. Don't mind that. Just get into this tea, honey. If you're new to my channel, go subscribe, grab your popcorn, grab your tea, all of that, because I'm finna get into it in a minute. So let's just get started. Okay, so this tea happens on one magical day, which is Pride Day. Well, let's rewind to like a week before Pride or whatever. Me and this dude that goes to my school, we're really cool. We both play on the tennis team together. You know, he seemed cool or whatever, but we're just gonna call him the Lorax because, anyways, we're not gonna get into that. We're gonna call him the Lorax. So me and the Lorax, you know, we've been cool for a minute now or whatever, me and the Lorax, and we're both black gay boys. So of course we're gonna gravitate towards each other, and we both play tennis. Me and the Lorax are cool. He asked me, he's like, oh, what's up, KJ? Can I come with you to Pride? I'm like, oh, you want to come with me and my friends to Pride? Because everybody knows that me and my friends, which it was 3 at the time, it's 2 girls and 2 boys. Me is a boy, and the second one is going to be old best friend. So it's me, old best friend, China, and let's call her Cray Cray. Cray Cray. The Lorax wanted to come with all 4 of us to Pride. So the time gets near Pride, and he hits me up again. He's like, hey KJ, can I go to Pride with you? And I'm like, okay, sure, why not? But, disclaimer, but, just to let you know, me and my friends like to do grown activities. So if you're not with the grown activities, then you can't come. Oh yeah, it's cool, like, of course, yeah, like, you know me, like, yeah. So I'm like, are you sure? He says yes. He says, okay, but tell my mom, like, that I'm coming with you to Pride. I was like, are you sure you can stay out as late as you can? Because we're going to the club afterwards. He says yes. So I talked to his mom on the phone, boom, done. So Pride comes, Pride Day. So me, old best friend, China, and Cray Cray were already together. We go and pick up the Lorax from his house. You know, he was wearing some army overalls and like a chest tattoo like of Pride. So we go and pick him up at his La Casa. I don't really remember, but we get on the road and we go to the store, and then we get on the road again. Well, we went to China's house first, and then we went to the store, and then we started heading to old best friend's house. So we go to old best friend's house, and he has something that the Lorax isn't comfortable with. So the Lorax tells me to tell old best friend he brings it with us that he's not okay with that, because, you know, of course I can understand it's not like legal. So yeah, so I understood. So I told old best friend, I was like, yo, put it up, like, nah, chill, because, you know, we got the Lorax with us, like, he's really like scary, like, just chill. So old best friend goes and puts it up or whatever. So I'm like, okay. I look over to the Lorax. I'm like, Lorax, I told you what it was from the beginning, that we do grown folk activities. So if you're not okay with the grown folk activities, I could take you home now. Remind you, this is while we were at old best friend's house. Well, he's like, nah, it's cool. It's just that one thing, like, I just don't feel comfortable with that. So, like, okay, I respect that. Told old best friend to go put it up. So, we are doing whatever at old best friend's house. And we get on the road and we head downtown. So, we head downtown, we get to Pride, and we park. We go in, and oh my God. Literally, I've never been to Pride. It was my first time going to Pride, and I had so much fun. Like, I really did. Like, it was boys everywhere. Like, boys everywhere, rainbow colors everywhere. We rode a mechanical bull. We saw, like, a lot of stuff. And then after the day Pride was over, the night Pride came, which was the parade. Because the day Pride, we kind of got tired of it, and we went to the car. You know, China wasn't really feeling up to it that day. We hadn't met up with Cray Cray yet because she was already down there by herself. She was down there by herself. Transition. We're turning into the nighttime. The nighttime parade is lit. So it's turning into nighttime. China wasn't feeling up to it this day, so she wanted to go back to the car and wait for the nighttime parade. So we wait for the nighttime parade, and we go to the nighttime parade. It started around like 7-ish. We go to the nighttime parade. We leave around 9:30 because we thought it was over. We leave and we're like, okay, we're gonna go to the club, you know, we're gonna get in. And we drive to the club and it was closed. We drive to the club and it was closed. We drive to another club, that club was closed as well. While we're driving around downtown trying to figure out what we're gonna do because we're out, you know, and we want to do something after Pride, I get a call from Cray Cray. She's like, what's up, bitch? Like, it's so fucking lit. Like, where are you guys at? Why'd you guys leave? Like, come on, come down back. Like, come back. And I'm just like, yes, let's get it started. Like, she's like, I'm drunk as fuck. And so I'm like, oh yeah, we need to be with her. So I ended up making a U-turn. I made a whole U-turn. And we went back to the Pride Festival, parked in my same parking spot. We're all just lit at this point because we know Cray Cray gonna get us lit. We know she gonna get us lit. We got out the car, you know, we meet up with Cray Cray a couple blocks down, and she's stumbling and just, you know, the most. We're like, damn, Cray Cray, where did you get that from? We need to get some of that. So Cray Cray is like, yeah, like, I have a bottle in the car, whatever. Like, I have this in the car. And I'm like, okay, so let's go to your car. She's like, it's too far, so let's just find some on the street. The Pride Parade is getting lit. Everybody is drunk. Everybody's throwing beads. Everybody's kissing. Like, oh my God. We walk through the parade, and Cray Cray is asking people, like, do you have Jello shots? Do you have alcohol? Do you have liquor? And I'm just like, hey, if she gonna find it, we gonna drink it. So she starts trying to look for the liquor. And we come across this lady and man who's selling Jello shots. Cray Cray really didn't have cash on her. She's like, you pay for our Jello shots and I'll pay you back. So I'm like, bet. So I bought everybody who wanted a Jello shot, which the Lorax, he didn't want to drink. I don't know why. He said he would. I mean, I wasn't forcing him. I don't really care. His preference. He knew what was going on. I bought me, Cray Cray, the Lorax. Oh, the Lorax had a friend with her. We're going to call her Lexi. So it was me, Cray Cray, Lexi, and old best friend. I bought all of us shots. So I bought us Jello shots, and we go down the street and we find some more people with the bottle. And so we're like, can we buy like a shot off your bottle? She's like, well, I'm technically not allowed to like give you shots, like let you buy them, but if I set it down, you could pick it up. So we just picked up her bottle and chug, 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 chug. Passed that bitch on to the next. Chugging her bottle and passing that bitch on to the next. And one thing led to another, and we were drunk. And when I say drunk, we got drunk. And we're dancing in the street. And the parade ends. And me, Cray, and old best friend and Lexi Lexi's not really that drunk, but me, Cray, and old best friend are drunk. When I say drunk, we're drunk. I was so drunk that I kissed a random stranger, a boy in the streets. He wasn't even cute because I added him on my Snapchat after I kissed him, even though I was drunk. Anyways, we're not gonna get into that. We are going, down the street, walking back a few blocks to the car. We're like screaming like, yo, it's Pride, it's fucking lit. Ow, throw that bit, throw that bit, throw that bit, throw that hey, throw that hey, throw that hey, throw that. So that's what we're doing. We're throwing that ass, walking down the street, back to the motherfucking car. You know why? Because it's Pride and you can do that shit. That's why we did it. We were doing that, and the Lorax was right along with us, recording and laughing and having fun. No issue have arise yet. We are, getting turned, whatever. We finally make it back to the car, and in the parking lot, there's these people playing bounce music. Now, when I hear some bounce music, I'm all for it. I'd be like, hey. I'd be all for it. All for it. So we was twerking on top of my car. We was twerking on top of the floor. We was twerking everywhere. Twerking in the parking lot. Getting ready. They're like, hey, where y'all going after here? We're like, I don't know. They're like, we heard the after party is at this club. So we're like, this club? We're finna go to this club. We end up getting in the car and riding like across to the other side of downtown to go to the club. So we go to the club, we're in the club parking lot, and nobody that was drinking was driving. China was completely sober. She drove us to the club. She was the designated driver. China drove us to the club, and we get to the club, the outside of the club, and we're like, yeah, we finna go bitches in this club. We grown. Because I've been in clubs before. Like, I know that, like, when they ask you for your ID and you say you don't have it, they're just gonna ask you, like, oh, well then it's $10 extra, no ID. So I'm like, okay. Well, I already prepared for that because I know, and I told the Lorax that was gonna happen too. Because me and my friends, we go to the club. So we go to the club and we're on the outside of the club. And me, Cray, and old best friend get out the car. The Lorax was supposed to get out of the car. He never got out. So me, Cray, and old best friend pay our $20 to get in the club, which old best friend didn't have his money like normal. Not gonna get into that, but he didn't have his money. Me and Cray agreed to pay 10 each of his interest fee, whatever. Yeah, so we get inside the club and it is jumping like, it's raining men, hallelujah, it's raining men, and then we hear some remix of some motherfucking something. It was some live ass shit. Like, we was jumping in that bitch. Jumping in that bitch. Jumping. It wasn't no ratchet music. It was like lit ass like gay music. Like I don't know how to explain it. So we go in the front of the club. We make our way through the crowd because it was so packed. Make our way through the crowd, and we get to the front of the club. Front of the club, there were male strippers. There was ass everywhere. There was abs everywhere. There was balls everywhere. It's a gay club. So we get in this club. We're all dancing. You know, we're drunk already. So old best friend is like, we need more drinks. We need more drinks. And, you know, I had $20 left. Cray gave me money to put in my fanny pack, which I don't know how much she gave me. Whatever it was, wasn't in the same pouch as mine. I had mine in a wallet in a separate pouch. So, old best friend says, we need more drinks. So he goes in the fanny pack and gets money out of the fanny pack and goes to the bar and buys me and him a drink with Cray's money. So he goes to the bar, he brings me and him a drink, and you know, we drink it. So we're around the club drinking it, you know, we're already drunk, so that made us over the top. So around this club, you know, going over, like bumping into people are like, hey, what's up? Like, let me get what's in your cup. Let me get what's in your cup. Cray, you know, I never known her to be gay, but that night she was gay. She kissed like 3 girls. We were in the club. She floated off to kiss a girl. I was in the club. I floated off to kiss a guy. And the rest was history. We leave the club. Now, here's where it starts. Oh, we leave the club because old best friend passes out in the back of the club. I lost them when I was kissing the guy. I lost both of them. All I hear on the phone is, old best friend passed out. Come to the back of the club. Come to the back of the club. So I'm like, no, we need to go now. So I call China, say, pull up to the front of the club now. Old best friend and Cray somehow managed to make it to the same side we were at on the car because I made it out before them. So they managed to make it out, and we go to the car. We get in the car. It's piled in the back seat. Remind you, it's China driving, me in the front seat, old best friend, Cray, Lexi, and the Borax in the back seat. So it's 4 people in my 3-seat back seat. Yeah. So it's 4 people in my 3-seater. And it's a little crowded. So we get on the road, and you know, I'm lit. I'm like, yes, bitch, like, yes. I'm ready to go to another club. The room is spinning. Ready to go to the club. The energy is lit. We're supposed to go to another club. That was the plan. But the old best friend, he came out of it. Like, he was awake now. So we were supposed to go to another club, but money was the issue. So I guess we ended up, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know why we didn't go to another club. I forgot. I was out of there. But we didn't go to another club. And I was a little upset. Like, I really wanted to go to another club. So we get on the freeway, and I'm so drunk. I'm mad. Not really mad. I was just like, man, I really want to go to another club. Like, I'm lit. I'm so lit. I start kicking my windshield. So I start kicking my windshield, and I guess they thought I was trying to break it, but I wasn't trying to break it. Like, I knew it wasn't going to break. But, like, I'm kicking my windshield. I'm like, bitch, take me to another club, ho. Bitch, take me to another club, ho. So that's how lit I was. I was that lit. So once I realized we weren't going to another club, I started feeling the drunkenness really, really, really too much. So we get on the freeway, and I'm like, when we get back on my side of town, can you take me to a Taco Bell? Mind you, old best friend is asleep in the back now because we done made it all the way down the freeway. Old best friend is asleep, you know, me and Cray are just riled in the car. Take me to Taco Bell. Cray is like, yeah, bitch, woo, woo. And when Cray gets drunk, She goes like this, all over. And it's crazy. And I'm glad she was in the back seat. So we get to Taco Bell, and I guess everybody wakes up, and I'm like, I want a motherfucking beefy nacho, bitch, because they're $1. I want a motherfucking beefy nacho. So China orders me a beefy nacho, and we pull up a little bit, and I guess Cray Cray was being Cray Cray in the back seat, and she popped the Lorax and hit him in his eyebrows. Hit him in his motherfucking eyebrows, bitch, and he was not happy about that at all. So he says, quote unquote, after Cray Cray hit him, he says, KJ, you're not a good friend. You told me you weren't gonna do this. When he said that, in my head, all I'm thinking is, if you buck, why not? If you buck, why not? Nut. If I turn around and I say, the Lorax, I will fight you. I told you multiple times what was gonna happen. Grown folks activities. And if you're not down, don't hop in my car. I told you that from the beginning. So the Lorax was mad because Cray Cray hit him, so he tells me that. I'm just like, I will fight you. Like, I've put you on game multiple times, so how are you gonna sit here and act innocent when you're not? Because you could have never hopped your ass in my car. So he says that, I'm just like, I will fight you. Like, boy, shut up right now. Like, I don't want to hear shit else from nobody. Like, let's go home and go to sleep. So old best friend wakes his ass up out of a drunk coma and says, I'm so sorry, the Lorax. Like, I'm gonna apologize for him in the morning. Like, this is so embarrassing. Like, I'm so sorry for him. Like, basically taking up for the Lorax. When he says that, I'm like, no, if you but why, no, if you but why. That's how I get. So I say, I will fight you too. Like, matter of fact, when we get to my house, we're fighting. So he's like, bitch, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, bitch, this, and that. I said, okay, old best friend, you talking all that shit, so when we get to my house, we're gonna box. So, I just tell him straight up, he's still talking that roo-rah shit, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, running his motherfucking chompers. So we get done at Taco Bell, and the Lorax is like, can you please take me home? Please take me home. I'm ready to go home. Wham. Bitch, I'm little baby. That's how he was. So China was like, okay, we'll take you home. And we're still being crazy in the car. You know, me and old best friend going at it like, bitch, da-da-da, bitch, da-da-da. Yeah, bitch, don't come for me. So we're going at it. And the Lorax says, take me home. China goes in the direction of his house. So I'm like, okay. So, mind you, this whole time, old best friend is still going at it. So I say, bitch, when this car stop at the Lorax house, I'm going to pull your ass out of this car and we're going to fight. So, we get to the Lorax house, and he's still talking that roo-rah shit. So I turn around and reach in the back, whop, try to grab his ass. He ducked. I'm drunk. I missed. I don't know what happened. So I missed him. So I said, okay, you still talking that shit? Open my door. Try to open his door. He locked the bitch. China drove off on my ass. China drove off on my ass. I call this bitch. Well, she's not a bitch, but I call her, at the moment she was a bitch, but I call her, I say, bring me my motherfucking car right now. Right now. So she comes back like 2 minutes later and she's like, get in the car. So I get in the car. Well, before all this happened, the Lorax jumped out of the car and ran away home. So he was the end of it. So Lorax was gone. And I went to get in the car, and old best friend is still talking that roo-rah shit. So I get out, I say, stop this motherfucking car. I get out the car, and then China then drove off on my ass in a neighborhood that I don't know at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm drunk. Yeah, so that's how that happened. Drove off on my ass. I called China. Bring me my motherfucking car to... I had another friend. We're gonna call her Book. I said, bring my motherfucking car to Book's house. Because Book lived around the corner from the Lorax, because I used to go to Book's house a lot. Bring my motherfucking car to Book's house. I'm meeting up with Book right now, and she's gonna get my car back because I'm too out of it. So I'll deal with it in the morning. China takes my car to the other side of town, and then she takes my car to the other side of town, and she takes my car to another side of town, drops them off in my car with my tank of gas that I paid for. Yeah, drops them off, and then brings my car, and she pulls up with Cray Cray. But I was asleep at this point in Book's house. I was asleep. So I get to Book's house. So I guess this is what I'm hearing from Book. This is what Book told me. That they pull up to my house in the car, and they didn't get out automatically because I guess they were waiting for their ride, which now that I know is an Uber. So yeah. So they get to Book's house, and they sit in the car, wait for their ride, and Book is like, oh, China, we're fighting, like, on site. So I guess China didn't want to fight. Book was just like, just give me the car back. So they didn't end up fighting. We all go our separate ways. My car got to Book's house safely. I wake up in the morning with a hangover, and I go upstairs to talk to Book. You know, we talked about like how situation could have went totally different, which I understand, could have went totally different, that I need to look at my life, that I need to do this, which I did some deep thinking and stuff, and I just realized that I didn't want a friendship with any of those people. So yeah, so I had lost my glasses. I had lost my glasses because I had went in my car to go find it, and I couldn't find them. So, well, we're not going to get into that part. We're just going to get into the part where my car came back on an empty tank when it wasn't on an empty tank. And I was pissed. So, my car came back on an empty tank. We're not going to worry about the other 3 friends because that's dead. The beef that keeps reoccurring is with the Lorax. So let me explain how this happened. So the next day or whatever, I go back to the Lorax's neighborhood to go look for my glasses because I thought they were in his neighborhood, like in the grass. So I go look around, and I see the Lorax walking down the street in his work uniform. I'm like, so do you still want to fight or not? Because, you know, any bitch can get it. Like, for real. Like, when I say that, like, I mean that. And I don't just post that for YouTube. Bloop. Anyways, so I was like, do you want to fight? He pretends like he can't hear me. He puts in his headphones and, like, walks fast. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what I thought, bitch. So that happened, and then a couple of days go by, and I hear from somebody from Book that the Lorax wants to talk to me to unblock his number. So I unblock his number, and the Lorax calls me and is like, oh yeah, bitch. Like, he's just playing though, because we all know that the Lorax wouldn't hurt a tree. He's like, oh yeah, bitch, you still want to fight? Hee hee hee, a kiki. Like, seriously though, on a serious note, like, I just want to apologize. Like, I feel like you owe me an apology too because you were doing the most. And I was like, yeah, I apologize too for doing the most, but like, you know, I told you what the deal was before you came, that we were gonna be doing grown folks activities. You should never acted innocent. It's like, yeah, I understand, but like, this was my first time going out, like, and hanging out and like all this stuff. Like, excuses, basically, like saying that it was his first time going out and I should have been a better friend. But no, if it was your first time going out, you should have made a better decision of who you go with because I put you on game before you even got in my car. So I apologize for, like, you know, seeing it from his perspective, but at the same time now he wants to like go and make YouTube videos about me. Like, people know me as KJ and my YouTube name is KJ, and he said KJ throughout the whole motherfucking video, so everybody knows that he's talking about me. So I'm like, okay, you know, we hashed out our beef then, and then I didn't talk to him. Then all of a sudden, I get a notification on YouTube, ring, 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 the worst night of my life. I watched that video and seen how he called me a fat bitch and all that shit. A fat bitch, really? And that you would beat a hoe up? A fat bitch up? Bitch, first day of school, what did I do? I came for his ass. And what did he do? Walked the other way. Made my first YouTube video. He got so offended because I referred to him, the Lorax, as a bitch. I didn't really refer to him as a bitch because who knows who I was talking about. I said a bitch tried me at my school. Plenty of bitches could try me at my school. But he took it personal, so if the shoe fits, wear that bitch. So, yeah, so basically he played the innocent game, bashed me on YouTube, and, you know, I don't really give a fuck because, bitch, I'ma do me, regardless. What any bitch gotta say, oh, you're too young to be doing that. I don't care. You gonna pop me? Oh, you act so, I don't care. You gonna pop me? Oh, I don't care. I don't care. But anyway, so that was Pride. To be honest, it sounds like a bad time, but it wasn't really a bad time. It was like really, Pride was like the funnest night of my life. Like, not even, like, no cap, the funnest night of my life. The funnest night of my life so far. All in high school. But it was so fun. We had so much fun. The main problem was, you know, people trying to play the victim when they're really not. So yeah, that's it for this story time. Y'all comment down below what y'all think about this story time. What do you think I should have done? What do you think the Lorax should have done? But yeah, so y'all comment down below what it is, and comment down below what you think. Subscribe, you know, follow me on Instagram at ovo.gold, add me on Snapchat, ovo.gold2, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.